I'm Sabrina Samuels, and welcome to my show, Upfront and Personal. It's my intention to deliver information that will help us maintain a quality lifestyle in all aspects of our lives. So let's get started. Welcome back to another edition of the Sabrina Samuels Show with me, Sabrina Samuels. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to my video blog. Thank you to all of my subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. We bring valuable, wonderful information that will help you move forward. On this edition, I'd like to talk about how to get a good man, how to catch him, get him, and marry him, and keep him. One of my subscribers asked me to talk about that. I've been married for 37 years, and she wants to know my secret. Well, I'll share a few pointers with you so that you will be able to put that in your bank of all the great ideas and all the prayers that you have stored up. And maybe this will help you to move forward. So let me have a seat and we'll get started. You know, we all want to be married or have a significant other where we can spend our life together, have a beautiful, joyous, happy marriage, happy life. And we all want that. We all want those happy experiences in our lives. We'd love for it to be forever when we get married, and I'm going to address one of my subscribers who asked me to discuss this question. How do you stay married? How do you have a blissful, wonderful life? Well, it does not come without sacrifice. You see, we all want to have a beautiful life, a beautiful marriage, and after a few, maybe years of marriage, things begin to go sour because you get to know each other and you crave for something new and exciting. That's when sacrifice comes in, and you have to understand that life is beautiful every day when you make it that way. When I met my husband, first of all, I was celibate because I was waiting for my husband. I asked God for my husband, and I asked him to bless me with someone who was like-minded thinking, so that we won't have a clash in our ways of life and our ways of thinking. Someone who loved the Lord, who loved God, who loved life, who loved adventure, who loved success, happiness. And I had to wait on that, ladies and gentlemen. It takes prayer. It takes prayer, it takes guidance, not only from those around you who are positive thinkers, people around you who are engaged in marriage, and you talk to them about the good and the not so good in their marriage so that you can gauge it and understand what it's all about. So I did all of that, and I waited. So when I met my husband, I gave it an opportunity. I gave it a chance, so to speak. And what does that mean when I say I gave it an opportunity, I gave it a chance? I didn't just jump into a relationship. I didn't just jump into bed. I didn't just jump into all the things that you have to wait for so that you will know if you're compatible or not. We had a chance to talk. Our first date, by the way, was church. We went to his church, well, his aunt's church first, and then we went to his church, which was Easter Sunday. He took me to brunch. He brought me home. He kissed me on the hand, and I said, wow, we're off to a good start. That was very good for me. I love God, and everything I talked about was very positive, and I was talking to my husband now, but my boyfriend at the time, because we started kind of dating, so I should say my friend, not my boyfriend yet. But we began to date, but we wanted to talk and get to know each other. And you'll be surprised with how much you can learn from one another just by talking on the phone or in person, not texting. You know, this is new technology. I'm telling you something that happened 37 years ago, so you have to understand communication is different. Texting is okay, but you want to communicate. You want to talk. You want to get into each other's head to understand where each other is coming from. Am I going to be able to deal with this if I marry this man or this woman? Am I going to be able to handle this man with his faults or his shortcomings? You have to think about that. And you have to ask God to help change his mind, his heart, your heart. And you have to give that time. You have to see. You can't tell somebody to do something and all of a sudden they're just going to do it because they like you or love you. You have to move into things slowly. Help people to understand how to communicate with you, and you help them to understand, and they have to help you, understand how to communicate with them. Communication, ladies and gentlemen, is key. I find that so many people are unevenly yoked because they do the sex thing and oh, it's just so good. Oh, baby, is what, that's very important. Very important. I don't want you to misunderstand me. That is very important. But it can't be everything. Well, I love the sex and I love the body and I love the adventure, but you don't know how to communicate. Very important. Communication. Communication. And then you have to make a tough decision. Are we evenly yoked? Are we going to be able to actually move forward? Like-minded thinking. I'm a successful person, but this person doesn't think that way. They think another way. I like ambition. I like moving forward. I like to travel. I like to cook. I like to entertain. What does this person like to do? If you spend enough time and energy with that person, you are going to find out what that person likes. Find out if you are able to deal with that. You can't have a one-sided, sloppy, selfish relationship. If you know this person is doing this for you and you like it, and you know what they like, but you just can't give it to them, then that's lopsided. You have to give and take. You have to learn ways of communication. But it has to be a give and take. And a lot of us, I've talked to many women, and because I do private seminars on this, and they tell me, well, my husband wants me to come home after I work, clean the house, do this, do that, cook, and then he wants to make love, and I'm tired. And I said, well, what about getting a housekeeping service? They never thought about that. Well, why not? You know, I can't clean my house and do what I do. When we got married, it was an understanding. We both are career people. We have a beautiful child that's going to grow up. He needs to have the nurturing he needs. We have to have help. So we got a housekeeper, and it's just been a blessing all these years because we didn't strain each other out with extra work, extra activities that we could have someone help us do, as well as pay them handsomely to do it. So you have to make sure you talk about things. See if a man is worth you putting your time and effort and love in. And ladies, make sure you understand what you did to catch him, you have to do to keep him. Let me repeat that. What you did to catch him, you have to do that to keep him. Keep yourself looking good and feeling good. And sometimes we do get a little bit more stout as we get older. Sometimes people take medications and different things that happen. But that doesn't mean you have to be sloppy. Keep yourself in gear. Keep yourself looking beautiful. Put yourself a nice outfit on that flows, that's sexy. Put your makeup on. Sometimes when he comes home, look sexy for him. Don't have your head rag on. You know, and I pull that too, but not all the time, okay? Don't just come in just sloppy all the time. You know, that happens when you're like me, 37 years out. They know how you are, etc. But, you know, I know how to pop with it and look good. He knows what he has. And you got to always let a man know what he's got. Young people out there, you want to stay married and you want to live a beautiful life. And I understand that. First, love yourself. Then you're able to give love to your spouse, your husband to be, your significant other, whoever it may be. Love yourself first, and then all else follows beautifully. And just trust and ask the Creator for His divine order upon your life, because it truly comes from Him, all the good. But we have to know it and we have to believe it. Go to my website, thebeckmanmethod.com or sabrinasamuels.com, and see all the wonderful things I have to offer. Go to the store. You can order any of my self-help items. We have a success diary workbook that is really good when you want to map out your destiny, when you want to get rid of blockage. Just follow the directions on the front of that book, in the front of that book, I should say, and then just put the information in and do what it says to do, and it will take a little time. But you didn't get to be to where you are in a rut or stuck or wanting to move forward and can't. Look, I've been there, done that. I'm not a perfect person. I work to make myself better, and that's what we have to realize. It takes work. Also, my etiquette DVD for dining out, all forms of dining out. It's a very valuable DVD, and if you learn one good thing on that DVD, it's worth the investment. I'm Sabrina Samuels. I thank you for tuning in. I wish you love, peace, happiness, and our Heavenly Father's divine order. See you next time. Bye now.